Yo, we on, man.
The lights looked all weird.
I
Put
know.
your hand up.
It's
Looks like the Rihanna halftime show.
except I don't look like I'm dangerously about to fall from
You got production
1,000
value.
feet.
I'm like, dude. And I'm like,
Yo,
what are you
I was
doing?
like, it was wild. It was wild. That's super wild. It was a good show, though, man. It was a
I
good
thought it
show.
was great. Am
Yeah,
I
it
the
was a
only
very
one
good
then?
show.
Are we the only ones who thought it was fantastic?
No. I mean, me and my family joked about the lip syncing, but
Yeah.
we
Well,
was,
and what I said to Chris and I was like, we've had the technology for about 25 years, conservatively 25 years, to pre-record a live performance, marry it with some sweetening vocals, lay your mic live on top of it if you want to, act like you're singing,
yeah.
and do it properly. You don't have, and that's what she did. I'm like, God bless her.
She did. Yeah, but I'm saying
You're in a stadium.
If J-Lo trash self could do it, then you gotta do it.
Man.
Listen, J-Lo did it.
They were probably
J-Lo did it.
Whatever. They probably, she probably didn't want to have monitors up on those platforms. Just
It's true too.
too much weight.
You know what I'm gonna give you? That headphone, that headpiece joint. Yeah, doesn't work. I swear, man, it was so crazy. It's the Sacramento Kings. When I watched the 2 times they played against the Lakers this year, one time they had A. Marie, and the other time they had Skilo, right?
Oh, wow.
And yeah, at halftime. So both shows, it was super obvious that earpiece was not working.
Uh-huh.
I felt so bad for A. Marie. It was like it
Oof.
might as well have been. She might as well have just been howling, like.
Oof.
And then Skilo, I know that feeling. He was screaming. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I wish I was a little bit taller. It's a stadium. You know what I mean? And so, but I know he couldn't hear himself. And after a while, he was just like, taller, baller. Like it was like I was like, yo. I ain't even had no jokes for him.
I hope he's still getting points on that record, man. Because he gets a commercial every year.
Every year. Yeah. If he did the right thing and bought himself a crib, like every year he pays the property taxes.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, so halftime show we did give out. That was actually the open question. Did you watch the game or the halftime show? We both had the opinion that it was good. It was a good show.
Yeah.
Where
the
does it
whole
rank
thing
in the
was good.
halftime? Oh, it was an excellent game.
Yeah, I saw
game.
someone post, and these are all people that I know, so I'm talking trash about people who I love. But someone posted, "I'd rather watch the Prince halftime show." I was like, "Really? So would I." He's dead.
Y'all would, yeah.
What are you talking about?
I mean, that's the thing, though. We're gonna do this, right? This is my thing about the there's old head energy that's fun, and then there's old head energy that you need to knock it off, right?
And Rihanna, and it's not like Rihanna's new. You know what I'm saying? Like this lady she came off maternity leave to entertain you. So shut up.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what it is. Like I was like, yo, she had some hit songs, man. It was pretty good. So
bro,
let
I was just like,
let it be.
Dang.
Yeah.
And I hated all of those songs because that was the whole era, the whole Umbrella era, where I was like, you just see them walking at you in that booth, the DJ booth. You see the walk, and it's like, don't do it. It's 8:30. I'm not playing that record until you fall asleep in the booth over there in a drunken haze. Then I'm gonna play Umbrella.
I wanted her to do Sound Upon the Replay.
Ooh.
I was like, yo, just go with the first hit.
That should have been your comment. That should have been your complaint on Facebook.
That? Oh, that she didn't go with the OGs? OG
Yeah. For those who've been here from the start, original Navy. This is all she's doing. All she's doing is 2 baby music. I want no baby music.
The game itself was good. Aside from the halftime show, the game was good too. till that call. Which this is my thing. Okay, but listen, hear me out. Everybody, hold up. Do I have to do the okay, my bad. Rap Sucks Radio. Sports. You got to do the sound or whatever. My thing is, people. The guy said he held, so I'm just going to say he held on the last call, right? But people are like, but that call didn't decide the game. And I'm like, but see, we got to stop saying that. And I'm going to tell you why. If they were playing against another like they were playing against a Pop Warner team, then yeah. But you're actually playing against arguably, both teams were arguably the best teams in the NFL this year. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if people are like, well, you made mistakes. I'm like, well, yeah, you're playing against the best team you could possibly be playing against. Yeah. There's going to be errors on both sides. The problem is you can't give an advantage to either team because they are both the best team, and that's why people question the refereeing. So going back through all the plays that went wrong is like, well, yeah, duh. It's not like they're playing like 12-year-olds. There's going to be some stops and blah, blah, blah. But anyway.
Yeah, it's the number of people who acted like like we want to let the referees take the last couple minutes of the game so they can get in the car and beat traffic getting home. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Nobody wanted to see that. That's the thing. I didn't want to see this amazing game, and the end of it was just us watching the clock run out.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's it. I mean, it is what it is. It was a great game up to that point. All right, Kev. So we've done sports. We've done the halftime show.
Oh, we're doing more sports. Oh, we
got some sports for y'all. For you. We got sports for you. Yo, Kev, you ready to get to the other side, man?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Rap Sucks Radio. Blah, 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 blah.
What up, y'all? You are live on Rap Sucks Radio with your homeboy Track Life and your fam, Kev Dakota.
What up? What up?
Yo, man, thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. You can catch past episodes of our show on rapsucksradio.com or any of your favorite podcasting platforms. Let me run this back, Kev. I'm sorry. We like to thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. If you would like to catch past episodes of our show, you can go to rapsucksradio.com or any of your favorite podcasting platforms. And if you'd like to catch us on your television, go to BTSN, that's Behind the Scenes Network. Download the app or channel on any of your Roku or Amazon Fire devices. We are right there with plenty of other dope content. BTSN, Behind the Scenes Network, we want in. And you can also catch us online on Instagram at RapSucksRadio or Facebook.com/RSR podcast. Before we get the show started, and I wanted to kind of fold this into the next topic anyway. Mm-hmm. Rest in peace to a true legend, true master on the microphone. I've never had the pleasure to meet the brother, at least at any length. I did meet him at the House of Blues or whatever, and they were kind enough to come out and check out my show, which was pretty dope. And he was the first person to give me a pound when I got off stage and tell me it was dope, and that was like an honor, even though I was old with gray hair at that point. Rest in peace to Dove, man. Yo, that was crazy. Right before the Super Bowl, the information broke, and it was like, yo, this is wild, you know? But yeah, man. I'll just say my little piece. Like, I only know Dove as a fan. Mm-hmm. Period. Mm-hmm. And like, he raised so many artists, like him and Posh, just the creativity, the lyricism, the just sticking, just being true to your sound, true to who you are, like that, straight from the soul. Like, Dove represented that, at least from what I saw as a fan. I saw plenty of people who knew him speak about him, and he seemed like a great human being. So rest in peace, and more power and peace to your family and friends that lost you, man. Like, an amazing person. I'm glad you got to touch the world, for real.
Yeah, and we are, I I'm in the same boat as you. I really just knew him as a fan. I don't even know if I ever met him, which is, weird because we kind of like gravitate toward people, artists from that era, and been fortunate enough to meet quite a few of them. But there are people that we are close to who were real tight with him as well, and it's so it's just shocking and yeah, man. The positive spin I will try and put on this situation is that I truly hope that when we get all old head energy and talk about new music, which we try not to do too much, but we do it. I really, really hope that there are artists who are who are in their 20s and 30s, maybe in their teens right now, who are going to impact the culture, whatever that culture ends up evolving into, the way that the entire native tongue family, and certainly De La Soul at the forefront of that movement, impacted our generation or our experience at that young age. So yeah, it's certainly, I would say it's like losing a family member. I feel like it is losing a family member.
Yeah.
And yeah, put kind of a damper on the day yesterday, put a big damper on the day yesterday, which is even more reason why Rihanna was dope, because I didn't want to like it. I wanted to hate everything about the entire day. And she got up on a platform 5 million feet in the sky.
Yeah, it was dangerous. Yeah, it's one of those things, and it kind of rolls into the topic. So, Kev, let's jump into it, man. Title of this episode is we late, but RSR Grammy rundown. You know what I mean? Let's do this, right? Topic number 1, 50 years of hip hop, and also Nelly.
Now, did you watch this live?
I did not. That's going to be the part about this.
I think I made a crack about that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You were almost dead accurate. Almost dead accurate. Like, it was funny, right? Because you said something about like either sleep or joyously throwing away useless throw pillows. And I was really, it wasn't useless throw pillows. It was like useless kitchen items. I was definitely,
nice.
I was right there on it. So reason for this is dozens of hip hop's past, present, and future artists came together for a celebratory 50th anniversary performance. We're pulling this from Rolling Stone. That's the source. The players involved. But why Nelly though? Right. Anyway. Yeah, it was so weird. Hip hop has had a contentious relationship with the Grammys, but on Grammy night, the 50th anniversary performance was a much deserved celebration of the genre. The Loaded showcase achieved performance co-curator Questlove's previously stated goal to span the breadth of hip-hop's 50 years. The Recording Academy has been criticized in the past for controversial award selections in the rap categories, but this performance was a decision that few hip-hop heads could complain about. Trailblazing artists from the genre's past 5 decades performed, including Big Boy from Outkast, Black Thought, Busta Rhymes with Spliff Star, De La Soul, rest in peace, Dove, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Missy Elliott, Glorilla, Grandmaster Flash, Ice-T, Lil Baby, The Lox, Method Man, Nelly, Public Enemy, Queen Latifah, Raheem, Rakim, Run DMC, Salt and Pepper, Scarface, Swiss Beats, and Too Short. Like, come on. Black Thought, that part I did see, Kevin, by the way, brilliantly opened up. Mm-hmm. It doesn't say brilliantly here, but I said brilliantly opened up the set. It was followed by the 80s legends such as Grandmaster Melly Mel, The Furious 5, etc., Rakim, etc. It kind of goes deep into the performance. But I have a couple questions for you, Kev, since let me just say this real quick. The set was devised by Questlove, who announced the performance in a video, and in quotes he said, "I'm really, really thrilled to announce that there's going to be a special segment on the Grammy telecast on the Grammy night honoring hip-hop's 50th. He said in the clip, "Can you believe 50? It's going to be an absolutely amazing moment with some of the biggest names from the genre coming together to celebrate hip-hop history, its past, present, and its future." Kev, how'd you like the performance, man?
I thought it was cool.
Yeah, thought it was cool.
Well, as soon as you do it, the whole thing is that as soon as it happens, I'm so conditioned to already be sick of what everyone's going to say about it that it's ruining things for me. So I went in, and it has nothing to do with the artists who performed. None of them has nothing to do with Quest, because my assumption, all things being equal, is that Quest is about. I mean, you have to. I would challenge you to find someone who's going to try to put a better lineup together. He clearly didn't get all the people that he wanted to perform to be up on stage during the thing, right?
Sure.
Yep. So yeah, it was just like I was like, oh man, here we go. I was like, let me not look at any social media for about 48 hours after this. And so I had kind of a negative attitude, I got to admit, going in. To want to talk about monitors, I feel like the in-ears were giving a lot of people trouble. And my wife actually had what I think is probably a good point. She was like, do any of these guys are they used to using in-ears? Because most of them, half of them, the first half of the show, probably never had them back in the day, right? Which may or may not have been an issue, but some people seemed like they couldn't hear what was going on in the music, so that kind of took me out of it a little bit. And right when they were about to lose me, right as I was about to turn the TV off and throw the remote out the window,
whoa,
a shining beacon arose on the stage. Nelly.
Where is this going? Ugh.
And as soon as I saw Nelly, I knew everything was going to be all right. And I just waited for it. I said, I wasn't going to go on social media, but then I went on social media just to wait. Just to wait to see your name pop up. And it did. The community came together, Trek, to celebrate 50 years of hip-hop history, encapsulated in one moment from a young man born and raised in the streets of St. Louis, Missouri. That's right.
I can totally tell why you get these commercial reads. That was pretty awesome. I totally get it. These voiceovers make perfect sense now. Do you know what I thought when I saw the lineup? This is the first thought that came to my head.
What?
History is told by the victors.
Interesting.
That's the first thing that came to my mind. Because I looked at the lineup and said, okay, I'm certain that there were other artists that could have a one to be included. I felt like, even though it was a Dre show last year at the Super Bowl, that the lack of Ice Cube on that stage was just strange, right?
Didn't they try and get him on there or something? Or
I'm assuming that they. I cannot imagine that they didn't try. Right? Fair enough, though. Fair enough. It was a aftermath affair.
Yeah.
So I get it, right? Then I see that there's a 50th anniversary, and I'm like, all right, cool. Ice Cube will be here, right? And that's Ice-T. I see Ice-T on the lineup. I'm scrolling down. I'm like, okay, where's Ice Cube? Okay, so now Ice Cube here. Now, I'm not going to make this whole story about Ice Cube because that doesn't make sense, right? But I'm thinking of how is it that the underground's perception of hip-hop is actually a false perception where success is genuinely what hip-hop is about? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or do you throw up, Freestyle Fellowship was in that, was part of the Grammy
He was celebration. They were in the building.
They were in the building. So I'm like.
Shout out to Cut Chemist, by the way.
Big shout to Cut Chemist. I'm like, are we celebrating it if we're not including that groundbreaking part of the era where, you know what I mean? Like, and even a successful group like the Far Side, who probably wouldn't get together for the show, but I mean, I know Souls of Mischief would have showed up. I know I'm being too underground of an underground head, but that was my point. That's my point with History is told by the victors. If I'm a cursory fan and I got my son or daughter there with me, well, I don't have a son. If I have my daughters there with me, And I'm a cursory hip hop fan, and that was it. That's the end of the story. She saw what hip hop was like over the last 50 years, and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But and I know you can't get everybody, and I'm not complaining about the lineup or complaining about the show. It was amazing to even put it together, the desire to put it together. No diss to anybody. I'm just saying we've had these kind of tributes to hip hop over the years on these shows, and I'm glad De La got a chance to represent. I guess that's how I'll conclude my thought. I'm glad De La was there.
Yeah,
because,
which was weird because Dove wasn't up on stage. It was just Paz, but didn't think anything particular about it. But and then I don't think Q-Tip was part of it either, right?
No.
So plenty of people from our list of favorites that were missing. But Too Short.
I mean, hey, not just Too Short. I thought the two performances I did see, at least in part, were Black Thought's opening and Queen Latifah doing UNITY. I was hyped. Like, yo, that's big. I mean, yeah, it was cool. I didn't see it all, so I can't shade it too much. I just like, yo, we're getting to that point where we're discussing the history of hip hop, and a lot of little footnotes are being left out because it's the Victor story. It's not the whole story. It's who's hot, right? And I feel like a person like Questlove would know, like, yo.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Is that one? I think he's working on a bigger, a more extensive production. I don't know if it's going to be performances or just like a documentary or whatever the case may be. He sort of announced that he's like, we got more coming, which will be interesting. But I don't put it on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they said it was supposed to be like 20-something, 25-minute
he had to
performance.
have reached out to everybody. And I mean, is Q really going to take Questlove's call on anything for a 20-second performance? Well, I mean, he might take the call, but I have a feeling that
Q seemed like he don't want to be part of this type of stuff anyway.
That's
so
the thing.
I'm not going to say too much. So yeah.
But yeah. No,
but
it was
that and have Nelly up there. Like, okay, I'm done. That's it. That's all I was really trying to get at. Like, all of this hip hop in the world that we've talked about. We talk about 50 years. We got LL Cool J up there. We got Melly Mel up there. We got Queen Latifah.
You got your Glorilla.
Yeah, I mean, you go to the
how you gonna have Glorilla up there and you don't have the City Girls? What's up with that?
I'm just saying. I don't know. That's for the kids to argue. Me, I'm like, okay, you go through all that, and then Nelly gets up there. Like, what part of hip hop was this that mattered? Why don't you just get the Laffy Taffy dude up there? If that's it, let's just make it a clown show at this point.
That was an oversight.
All right. Anyway, I'll tell you the oversight.
Jaquan.
Nelly goofy ass being up there was the oversight. What an embarrassing. KRS-One's not there, but Nelly's there. Right? Like, I mean, I'm trying not to be that guy, but this is where I'm that guy. Like, no, listen.
You are actively trying to be that guy. You are, you are succeeding in being that guy.
With I'm effortlessly that guy. Because, come on, man. I'm looking up at the screen. I'm looking up at the list like after Fizz hit me about it, because I'm like, all right, well, let me look and see who was up there. Because Nelly was up there. Let's see. And I'm looking and I'm like, okay, so KRS is not on here? But Nelly is? Yo.
And they did, there were other things. Like there was a scroll across the back of the screen with, a bunch of artist names and stuff. And it was cool to see Von P, post up. He's like, yo! I mean, that would have been that's a bug out, right? Tiny Morgan.
Yeah.
And I think Pac Div had or Cats
deserving. So yeah, there was a way to kind of include that, what I'm talking about, like the broadening the story was on the name list of names behind. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully Odyssey was up there. Should be. His name should have been up there. But anyway, there you go.
It's the Grammys, man.
It is the Grammys.
I wish Will Smith would have gone up there.
Me too. Me too. Instead of Nelly.
Just started.
Name another artist. Who else you wish was up there?
I was trying to lob you just right in front of the rim. Just
what, to slap Nelly? Who? What? Name another artist. Go ahead. Just name 3 artists off the top of your head. Ready, set, go.
Redman.
Instead of Nelly.
Instead of Nelly?
Yeah, keep going. Yeah. Another one.
Ice Spice.
Instead of Nelly. Keep going.
Schoolie G.
Instead of Nelly. Keep going. Anybody but this dude, yo.
Ja Rule.
Instead of Nelly. I would have loved to listen to Holla Holla. Ja Rule and Ashanti over Nelly? Yes. Give me that. Please.
You're gonna see Ja Rule and Ashanti at the Yamava Casino?
No, because 50 Cent probably bought all the tickets. Because 50 probably bought all the tickets, man. No, we can't.
He's gonna be handing out Keno tickets and stuff.
He is so wild. He's so wild. Yo, man. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. So, we said we was going to talk about sports. Topic number 2 is titled "The Return of Out Here Trippin'." Like legit though.
We're back.
We're back because God dog tripping, bro. For real tripping. All right. Reason for this one is basketball coach is fired after 22-year-old allegedly dons jersey and plays in junior varsity game. The source for this is CNN.com. The player involved, the 22-year-old that hit the floor, is Arlisha Boykins. Kev, I'd like to just make sure that we understand that it said junior varsity game. Like, she didn't suit up for the varsity joint. She suited up for the JV joint. You better get busy. Oh, my God.
You know, I'm angry at the reporting about this story for a number of reasons.
Okay.
2 of which, no mention of who won the game. That's irresponsible.
And how many points she scored?
Yeah. What? No stats? What kind of numbers are we talking about here?
Yeah. How much did a 22-year-old put up on 15-year-olds?
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
There was just a couple of video clips that I saw. Oh, one more complaint. Not necessarily the way I wanted to begin Black History Month, but you know.
No, this is perfect, and I'm going to tell you why. All right. A 22-year-old high school assistant basketball coach who allegedly posed as a player to take part in the junior varsity basketball game has been fired along with the rest of the coaching staff. Churchland High School received a report last month that a member of the junior varsity girls basketball staff had left the bench and played in a game against Nansemond River High School in Suffolk, Virginia on January 21st. Doesn't matter. Lauren, whatever. Who cares about all that? The school's assistant basketball coach, Arlisha Boykins, donned a jersey and posed as a junior player. Listen, there was an investigation. This is where while I cannot discuss the details of the investigation since this is a personnel matter, I can confirm Arlisha Boykins is no longer an employee of Portsmouth Public Schools. Lalasco would not confirm if Boykins wore a jersey, but confirmed that players in JV are usually between 13 to 15 years old. CNN has been unable to reach Boykins for comment. In a quote, Churchland's administration immediately investigated and reached out to the Virginia High School League to report its findings, adding that no Churchland administrators were in attendance at the game. It's a JV game. No one was there. Boykins, as well as the head varsity and JV girls team, have all been fired. The high school administration held a parent and player meeting with both the JV and varsity team. In the meeting, the players from both teams expressed they did not want to continue this season. God, dog. They didn't want to play no more.
What in the world? Did you see you watched the videos?
I didn't, yo.
Oh, my God. At one point, one of the other players on her team pushes her out of the way. It's just like,
really?
Yeah, at one point she goes up, hits a layup, gets, hits the layup but gets a foul, and then comes down with the and one call. Like right at the baseline. Like, She was really doing way too much. She was living her best life.
Hoop dreams, fam. Hoop dreams. Listen, Kev. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I got you.
She's wearing the number one jersey.
Number one.
Number one on the court. Number one in your heart.
Number one. Listen, Kev, I coached my daughter's basketball team. These kids were 7, 8, 9 years old. The urge to just grab the ball and play for them was near enraging. Just pass the stupid ball. You know what? Let me and the other coach play. Like, I'm tired of what, right? I'm just like, stop it already. So I totally understand. I understand more than anyone in the world. And I'm way more ridiculous. These are like 7 and 8 year olds that I'm like, get off the court, fool. So I know she was like, you know what? Somebody on the bench called her trash. You probably trash anyway. She was like, oh, am I?
See, but that's the thing. It would be one thing, like, who amongst us has not come off the bench in our street clothes and hard bottom shoes and grabbed the ball and dunked on some 7-year-olds? That happens.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
That happens.
I mean, how else do they learn their lessons?
The rim is only 6 feet tall. It happens.
Get banged on.
She put the jersey on.
She did. She lived the dream.
She suited up.
She did what we all wanted to do.
She probably came out for the Pledge of Allegiance. She probably lined up.
Rocking back and forth, hand over her heart.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Why?
Serious look on her face.
There was a player. You could see in the video, there is a player on the bench. It's not like they were playing shorthanded.
Yeah. Sit your sorry ass down. I'm here.
What do you tell the player on the bench?
You sorry. You sorry. Ain't no scholarship in your future. Sit down. What's this extracurricular activity you trying to get involved in? No. Go shoot darts or something. We hoping over here. That's what we doing.
Get your ass back down and frosh off. This is JV.
Yeah.
This is JV ball.
You know what I'm saying? Don't say another word. You sit there until you learn how to play some defense. I got this. Coach got this now. Listen, other coaches let her do this. That's how sick of that team they were. And I know it. I understand it entirely.
You think it was the other team, the opposing team?
What, they snitched?
No, the opposing team is the cause for the... They're like, well, we can't let this happen again. Remember what happened last time.
You know what you know what's telling to me? And I'm being a jerk here, guys. I really don't believe she should have got on the court. I'm just being an asshole. But
I think everyone can tell that you really do believe she was in the right.
She was absolutely well within her right to sit all of you degenerates down. And you know how I know? Because they didn't even the JV. It didn't even happen to the varsity, and they didn't want to play out the season no more.
Oh, the varsity quit too?
They said all the girls expressed that they didn't want to finish the season. They said they sat with the JV and varsity. That's what the article said. They sat with the JV and varsity, and all the girls expressed that they didn't want to finish the season.
Oh, wow.
Maybe I confused didn't for did. Hold on. Let me get back. I'm going to scroll back up. Hold on.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. I knew that team quit.
Listen, in the high school's administration held a parent and player meeting with both the JV and varsity teams. In the meeting, the players from both teams expressed that they did not want to continue this season. Do you know that if I am at that parent-teacher meeting and my child says she doesn't want to continue the season, I am flipping tables and chairs over at that meeting. Then we're going to get home and you're going to shoot 100 free throws.
But what if she says, "But Dad, I want to go back in 9 years when I'm 22 and play JV."
That's what I'm saying. No. When I come back in 9 years and I'd get on the court. I'll put a wig on and I come out and I don't do nothing but old man foul too. Just get off out of here.
And I know this was in Virginia, but if you had to go and pitch this as part of the AP African American History course for the state of Florida, what would you tell Governor Ron DeSantis? You seem to think that this is a milestone moment in the history.
That's exactly what I tell him. This is a milestone
culture.
moment in history. Right? Great women in Black American history. This is one of them. Arlisha Boykins.
Say her name.
Yeah. Arlisha Boykins is up there. I'm talking Coretta Scott level. I'm talking up there. Like she did something. She took it upon herself, right, to let these kids know. The elders always start off sentences. Let me tell you something. Right? Let me tell you something real quick. Miss Boykins said, "Now let me show you something." Right? I believe the children are the future, Kev. This is how you teach them. You put the jersey on, smash them up. Put 21 on them. You almost was in the WNBA, I'm sure. Let's go. Hoop dreams.
If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Fall for anything. Hey, I'll be at 24. I was at 24 Hour Fitness, right? Some kids from Nogales. I don't know if I think they were going to varsity. Or might have been on varsity because my man TJ coached them, I think, right? One of them was okay. He was actually kind of sorry, but he talked a lot, right? There was another one, he was good, like legit good. Like, I'm not guarding him because I'm not about to get abused by no child, right? And then there was one that could have been good, but he was very whiny and very, very like, I don't want to finish the season-y. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I guarded him the whole game.
Teaching him something?
That boy didn't get one rebound. He didn't have nothing but forearm and neck and rib cage elbows. I'm like, I'm sick of this. I don't want any of people like you on a basketball court anywhere in America.
Just penalties.
I got you.
Playing hard.
Get out on the ground. What?
Were the refs calling it like the Super Bowl?
Ain't no refs. This ball, man. What you wanting for? Lay down. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. If you don't want to get on the ground, get up. Like, what you want me to do? Lay down for a little bit. They was the old heads at the gym was laughing because they knew exactly what I was doing. It was like, oh, you doing all this crying and whining and fussing, calling fake fouls? All right, fine. This is what a foul really looks like.
Ooh.
So
see, I worry about you. I worry about you.
They gave me a rolling. If Sarai would have came home with a large rolling jersey, because that's the opposing school, I might have suited up in summer league.
Because I'm gonna get on the phone with you, and you're gonna say I was walking to the drinking fountain, and my ankle fell off.
Bro, don't make me fold this peachy folder up and go back. Like, put this dye these grays, fold this peachy folder up. Oh my God. Can you imagine my daughter like, oh my God, what are you doing? I'm like, yo, I go here now.
Yeah.
I'm about to join the basketball team.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Throw a trapper keeper at you, crazy.
About to fail all these classes again. Okay. Second time around is worse than the first.
Can you think she can option the story? Just make a movie out of it? A little Disney Plus action?
Hoop Dreams Part 2, fam. Hoop Dreams Part 2. The Reckoning.
I tell you what, this would instantly be within the top tier of DC movies on the slate without even knowing who's directing it.
I was like, yo, straight to Tubi. We're going straight to Tubi, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yo, man, let's move on, man. Yo, check it out, yo. Before we move on, man, I'm going to announce this, by the way. We get ready to put together some Rap 6 Radio t-shirts, man. So y'all get ready for those.
Uh-oh.
You know, we can get ready for the summertime. Old Head Energy shirts.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's going down. It's going to be on point. All right, look. Kev said, I need me a wedding invite. I said, Granny Green Thumb.
Mm.
Listen, a grandma was hospitalized after a wedding cake was laced with cannabis and said she was completely oblivious. I don't know if this was before or after she ate the cake. The source for this is LAD Bible. The players involved are Granny Green Thumb, right?
That's right.
She was in the building. 2 guests at a wedding, including a grandmother, were hospitalized after some cupcakes were spiked with drugs. Weed. Can you imagine your wedding day descending into an absolute shamble because some cakes were found to have drugs in them? It's horrible stuff, made even worse by the fact that 2 guests ended up getting taken away from medical care because of it. The grandma, who has chosen to remain anonymous because she liked the cake,
Martha
was
Stewart.
unconscious, Kev, for 12 hours. God, dog, what was it? That's the chronic, yo. After eating the baked goods, whereas another fell ill and also had to be rushed off to the hospital. The wedding in question took place in Torquay. And we have to assume that everything was going swimmingly until the cakes, which had been made with cannabis, were eaten. After that, the whole day turned into chaos. The grandmother explained. In quotes, Grandma said, "My sister-in-law told me afterwards that she'd had trouble finding my pulse and that I was gray in color. In between the wedding and the reception, cupcakes were randomly placed on the table. Unbeknownst to me, they contained drugs, weed. Had I known that, I would never have touched one." According to the victim, her sister-in-law was about to attempt to perform CPR on her at the time of the arrival of the ambulance. She said, "I became very. It all came on very suddenly." And then in quotes, she said, "A young child had been about to pick up one of the cupcakes, but fortunately, the child's parents had just managed to stop them from consuming the cupcake, which could have been devastating."
This is fantastic. First of all, Grandma's a snitch.
Straight snitch.
How are you going to waste all that weed on those who are unappreciative?
I'm saying. Do
It's
better.
unfair.
It's really unfair. It's good weed
But
waste
the
stuff.
good news is that everyone turned out okay, and they were able to complete the ceremony after they were notified by the hospital that the 2 victims, quote unquote, were stable. Right? I just want to know how long they had to wait. Like, were they sitting around just eating cake, staring at the clouds?
Who
Do you think they forgot that it was a wedding?
Who brought the weed cupcakes, fam? Which groomsmen thought it would be funny? That's the question. Which groomsmen thought, "Yo, this is gonna be hilarious"? "Yo, Jerry, you probably shouldn't do that, fam." Nah, it's gonna be hilarious. Watch. I have taken 2 bites of a cannabis cookie.
But you knew what it was.
I knew what it was, but hear me
Okay.
out. 2 bites, and I was seeing things that I had never seen before in my entire life. Yo, it's different. Smoking weed and eating weed are 2 different experiences. I don't care what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? Whenever somebody gives you something like baked with herb in it, they be like, it's like shaky lamp hand slave talk. Like, don't you take no extra bite. You only take 1 bite. It'd be like everybody is terrified when they hand it to you. Like, you gonna die if you eat this whole cupcake. Like, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? And Grand smashed that cupcake. I know she smashed it. Because you know how I know she smashed it, Kev?
Because she passed out for 12 hours.
Well, I got you. But what wedding you been at where you ain't been hungry by the time it's time to eat?
Mine.
Like, yours, your own. I said been to, not been part of, like, whatever. Bro, at a wedding, by the time it's time to eat, everybody is like,
Yep.
"Oh my God, we've been waiting for hours."
And that's the thing I don't understand. So they hadn't even done the ceremony. She was already in the dessert. See, that's what you get, Grandma.
And the desserts.
Oh, there he is.
Good. My bad. Yeah. And the desserts, fam. Perfect.
What would you do if you were in that situation? I'd be going to town.
With who? Which person?
At some point, it had to become clear that there was weed in the cupcakes.
Well, see, I don't know if it had to become clear that there was weed in the cupcakes. It just had to be clear that there was something wrong with them, right? They were making people sick. So I don't know if I would automatically assume weed. You know what I'm saying?
If you would.
I'm saying if I'm a person who if I'm the groom or a groomsman that is, that wasn't the one that brought the cupcakes, and I didn't know anything about it, I wouldn't assume. If a person got sick after eating the cupcake, I don't think the first thing I would assume is weed. You know what I'm saying?
I would definitely get my wife's bag, pack a few in there, and then just leave.
Be out. We out.
Be out.
Put some cans, tie the cans to the back of the whip, and be like, "We out here. This is what we was gonna do anyway." Like, why I got to pay for your distant cousin to be at this wedding anyway? That's what she get.
Yep. Yeah. Poor Granny. It's all right. She'll be okay. She'll have a story.
Cool.
She has a story.
Weed head now. She wants to go anonymous because she a weed head now anyway.
She's gonna have a what's that brand of wine? Snoop's wine. She'll have her own bottle.
Snoop was at the Super Bowl and had a Super Bowl commercial advertising Skechers. Let's go. Backwards.
Oh, yes.
You had the nerve to have them matching with different outfits. Fam, no, it ain't happening.
Skechers are comfortable, man.
They probably are. No, every time I see a pair of Skechers, I'm like, man, them joints look comfortable as hell, but no.
The crazy thing is that I have honestly never worn a pair, but my dad was trying to get me to wear a pair of Skechers so hard.
Dude.
My dad has never tried to get me to wear anything until he got Skechers.
I believe it. Skechers look legit.
My dad's going to show up next week in them big old inflatable red cartoon boots.
Okay, that's a whole nother topic for another day. Listen, Kevin, before we get too much more crazy, we're going to get out of here, y'all. So look, thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate each and every one of you.
What if they got her high and then while she was asleep, everyone put on those big old red inflatable cartoon boots for when she came to?
That sound like it. That sound like a video going straight to Tubi.
That sounds like a Sam Smith video.
Right? You was trying to be funny and just said something legitimate though. That's the crazy part. Yo, man, thank y'all for tuning in, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. I am your homeboy Trek Life. That dude over there, over there, that's your fam, Kev Sakota.
Yes.
The rhythm, the rebel. Rest in peace, Dove. Yo, we've lost way too many people, like early 2023. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to his friends and family. You know, prayers up for y'all. We out of here. Y'all can check us out at Rap Sucks Radio on Instagram, RSR Podcast on Facebook, rapsucksradio.com for all your past episodes of any of your favorite podcasting platforms if you want to check us out. We out of here like last year on the count of three. We say peace. 1, 2, 3. Peace.
Peace.
We out, y'all.